just disappear. Angie, where will it lead us from here? Where no loving in our souls, and no money in our coats. Well, you can't say we're satisfied, Angie. You can't say we never tried.
Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage
Statistics, feelings,
and ourselves.
We stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds, let in the love,
and listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We will find peace in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this shining world. He was among us in every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find the world. And when you find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a whole new world, a better place for our children's futures at stake. And you'll find, with music in your soul, laughter in your hearts, together we can grow a better place, with love in our soul. And you will find, together we can save it all. And you will find, and you will find a place called home, where
Hi, everyone. Guess what? It's Angified presents. Yes, we are going to share the love tonight. Because do you know what? We have a very exclusive interview. I can't wait. We're going to go ahead. We're going to find out some great information and hear some amazing music. You're going to go ahead and you're going to like, listen, share, and subscribe before you even know it. You ready? Because I am. Let's go ahead. This is introducing the one and the only Myzak. Yes, and you can find him at hey_Myzak. Oh my
Hey.
God. It is so amazing to meet you.
Amazing to meet you as well.
This is going to be so awesome. You know, I've been going ahead and I've been listening to your music, and I don't know how anybody can't fall in love with you. So I've got to know, like, from everything that I've been reading, and believe me, I've seen here that you've got many, many talents.
Well, thank you.
And that you're also someone who loves music. You're actually a former touring musician.
I am, yeah.
And with those talents, you're a singer, songwriter, guitarist, beatmaker, and you love all genres.
That's right.
So I hope you guys are ready to follow. All right, Myzak, I have to know, where did you come from? Because, you know, you weren't just hatched from an egg here. Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Or
up
is
for
that a
debate.
possibility?
So I grew up in Detroit. I spent about 19 years there, and then I spent some time traveling around and doing music, and I ended up in Ohio for a little bit. Then from Ohio, I ended up in California, from California to Pensacola, Florida, from Pensacola, Florida to Maryland. I'm all over the place. But now I travel a lot. So my home base is in Ohio, and then during the weeks I'm out in Virginia.
Man, you're a busy bee.
Yes.
I don't know where you find the time, but I know, like, being on the road, you're listening to all those sounds inside the car as well as outside the car.
You better believe it, for sure.
But I've got to know, who was your inspiration? Did you have a family member that kind of, you know, played an instrument or just like to write poetry or maybe just draw?
So, I'm glad you mentioned drawing, because so my mom, you know, like while she, you know, like she did like the church choirs and that sort of thing, but she really shined through in her art. She's a watercolor artist, and my entire childhood I grew up watching her paint like really amazing paintings that are still up, and you know, some of them are stashed, some of them are up on the walls in my childhood home, and I mean, just not even being objective, because she's my mom, just like unobjectively, they're very, very good. And so I definitely grew up in a household that had art as a central focus, and I'm sure that spurred a lot of my own creativity. But no musicians in the family.
Well, art actually turns into music, as you know.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
like the canvas, you know, the beginning of everything.
Absolutely.
Now, let me ask, what was your first instrument? Like, was it singing first because your mom was in a choir, or did you go ahead and while your mom was busy doing something in the kitchen, have those spoons out beating on her pots and pans and cabinets?
I'm sure there was a little of that. I'm sure there was a little singing as well prior to my first instrument. But when I was 6, when I was still pretty young, I picked up the violin. And I remember there used to be a music store that had like a rental service, and so it was like a very small violin, like a child-sized violin, and so that's how I got my start, was in classical music, playing violin and taking violin lessons with a very sweet and compassionate woman named Rona Hall, who really, I think I owe a debt of gratitude for giving me like my really first passionate delve into music, and since then I haven't been able to get enough.
And you could tell she's been an inspiration because you remembered her name at the age of 6.
Absolutely.
Big shout outs.
Yeah. So Rona was I used to call her Miss Rona, but she she was the kind of person that everything was about everybody else. She had very, very little, self-absorbedness or like, selfishness, and she just gave and gave and gave, and she fostered. I remember like I had a lot of trouble paying attention, as most kids do, but she fostered in me the like whenever I'd get distracted, she would just let me run with the music and and play my own thing until I got it out of my system, and then we go back to reading music. And so patient, such a nice woman, and I really, like I said, I do owe her a debt of gratitude, because she fostered so much of that free-spirited nature of my creativity to explore like my own creative notes and tastes, as opposed to just reading the notes on the paper.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. How long did you stick with the violin?
I played it up until I think it was about 16.
Okay.
Yeah. So a good 10 years.
And then did you stop for a while and put in a little bit of a break, or did you just...
So okay.
Where'd you go with this, Mr. Songwriter?
Here's
You're incredible.
So
I'm
along
sorry.
that journey, along those 10 years, I picked up a vast variety of other instruments, concert and symphonic instruments. I couldn't begin to go through the list, but I think probably to name one of them, oboe. Oboe was probably the one that I played like the most outside of violin. And but when I stopped at 16, I took a hard pause on violin. I didn't play it for many years, and then when I had children of my own, like they saw this case sitting there, and of course they were curious, and so like we got it out, and I dabbled with violin for the first time in many, many years after I had kids. And then another hard pause, and after I started Band Lab up, I was writing a folk song, and I was like, wow, this would be really great to feature like a fiddling type, like Appalachian style folk violin on this song. So I broke it out again, and I was like, I'm gonna get back in the saddle. We're gonna do this thing. And I opened it up, and it was not in good shape. so that didn't happen. That did not happen, unfortunately. Yeah.
You let her sit too long.
I know.
But that brings me to the next question. What made you find Band Lab?
Wow. Okay. So this is a question that I haven't been asked, and I think this is an important one for me. And while I wasn't really prepared to answer it, I'm glad you asked. No, I'm very glad you asked, because it's something that I don't think about a lot. And so my younger brother Paul he's an amazing person who is today and has always been my greatest supporter from music. And so after I stopped doing music, me and my wife stopped doing music. Just life got in the way, and a variety of different careers and traveling, so I just put a pause on it. I still wrote, and the only person I ever shared it with was him. And I would send him. Do you know what chiptunes are?
Chiptunes? No.
Chiptunes. Okay, so think like Nintendo, like old school Nintendo songs. Like they're songs that are generated like by very rudimentary technology. Okay, and so me and him grew up playing the Super Nintendo, and so I'd make these little like chip tunes, and I'd send them to him to just kind of reminisce on our days of playing these old school systems, And he'd be like, "Oh my God, this is so good! Like this takes me right back." And I'd be like, we would just like giddy, like, "I know." And so I for like a while, it was a weird phase. I just wrote chiptunes and I sent them to him, and it brought him a lot of joy. It brought me a lot of joy. We would, like memories would flow back from it, and then from there, I was like, I'm investing a lot of my time in these chiptunes, so why not start making other music again? And so I picked up the guitar again, and I picked up other instruments again, and I learned ukulele. I had never played ukulele before, and then started sending him that music. And he was like, "Oh my God, dude! I missed you doing this stuff. I missed your like this expression from you, and it was so special for me to have him. I don't know that I'd be doing
your
music
brother
today.
of all people, because siblings normally like don't want to even
Oh my
like
God,
look at anything you have.
Yeah. So I started doing music again, and just sending him the songs, just music about life, about travel, about hurt, and about joy. And like he was like living, my experiences through this kind of like this musical journal that I was sending him. And then I had done that for so long. I started sharing it with more and more people in my life, my friends, and then that group got bigger and bigger, and all at once, I think it dawned on me that I missed something so fundamental about sharing music with people, and it put a hole in my heart, and I needed a way to get back to sharing the music that I was creating with people. And so, like as all humble beginnings go, I went on BandLab about 6 months ago and put out my first song, got like 3 listens, and I sent it to Paul immediately. And I was like, "Hey, dude, this is the beginning, sent him the song. And he's like, "Oh, dope, dude. I made a profile. I'm gonna like all your stuff." And I was like, "Yeah." So of course, he's being the big supporter that he is. He's always been there, and he's always clicking like and commenting dumb things or nostalgic things on my music, and so then, released a second song. Yeah,
6 months later, you're featuring
6
on
months
Gamma.
later. So yeah, so he was there for that entire journey, and in every song that I released, it was something different, something new, something that maybe somebody would like to, like my acoustic music, wouldn't like my electronic music, but now I'm doing folk music, and so it was like, I don't care. I'm just in it to do music, and man, just what a crazy whirlwind of 6 months it's been from the inception of all that time just sharing music with my brother to now being able to share it with so many other people. It's really amazing.
Well, you're not allowed to stop, and you're not allowed to run from me either.
Scout's honor.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about the song "Run From Me"?
Okay, so Run From Me. All right, so this song, oh man, gosh. So this goes back to my brother once again. So I'm gonna get briefly sad for a moment if you don't mind. But so growing up, like I had a lot of like struggles, things that I was working through. I'm not going to mention those things, but nobody's life is perfect. But me and my brother, when I was experiencing these things, we made this thing called the Dream World, and it was like an imaginary place that we would visit when real life got too fucking hard, right? And so this dream world perpetuated throughout my childhood, and a lot of the music that I wrote was from the dream world. And I thought it would be so amazing as an adult to revisit that writing music for this place that I spent like a lot of time mulling through my trauma and dealing with some of the issues from my childhood. I was like, what if I go back to that place and I write a song? And so the song "Run From Me" was born. Obviously immediately sent it to him. But it's basically just it's a fictional scenario about like 2 brothers who are at odds, and one of them is running from the other because just he's not equipped to deal with the interaction with him.
Oh my goodness, I have to tell you, that is a beautiful technique.
I have quite the imagination.
And I love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, thank you.
And you can definitely hear that in your music, and I can't wait to share it with everyone. But to be able to connect with your brother on that level,
Of course.
through the good and through the bad,
Mhm.
and be able to share your innermost emotions, because that's
Absolutely.
exactly everything you're displaying through your art. And for him to understand that you only have one, that you're ever
Yeah.
going to be able to do that in your lifetime. And it's a beautiful technique. It's gorgeous.
Well, thank
I love
you.
it. I gotta
Thank
give you a
you.
heart.
Thank you. Oh, heart back.
Yay! Let's go ahead. Let's check out Run For Me, okay?
Awesome. Great.
Let's do it. Yay! We're listening to at hey_Myzak, and this song is called Run For Me. But he's not gonna run. Nope. It is electronic, the track that put him on the map, trended #1 electronic. He had no idea people would even like it. You never know what's going to stick. Make sure to go ahead, check it out there on BandLab, like, share, and subscribe. Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And like on a journey.
Yeah, for sure.
And I had no idea. But those graphics were great because it took us everywhere.
Absolutely.
Different places. Like we could have been in any of those streams, and those would have been really nice.
Yeah. So some of those kind of like ambient sounds that I put, that aren't quite notes, the kind of the growling and the squeals of like a synth in the background, like that was all, like representative of like the, like the kind of like the misty imaginary nature of like being in a place that wasn't real, and so that it was a really special listen for me. So thank you.
Absolutely. No, thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, those little synth noises and things that you put in there is actually what kind of draws you deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
So it was brilliant to put those in there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. My gosh. Okay. So we've got you going ahead, trending on #1 now, 6 months after you've entered onto BandLab.
Thank you so much.
We have your brother as your biggest fan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me more, because you've got collaborators out there that you work
Yeah.
with.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've made some great connections out there.
Yes.
If you want to give any
Yes.
shout outs.
Absolutely, I would love to. First of all the members of MuseMine, at MuseMine 2023. This is the band that I'm in. We have, it's just such an eclectic group of people from all over the world. Cuba, Nigeria, America, and all these people from different backgrounds and cultures, and we are all just doing our best to take those personal journeys and touches and sounds and cultures and life experiences and blend them in a way that we can share with people. So it just amplifies the emotion of it, because now it's not just me who is sharing, my past or my childhood or my problems or my joys with people. Now it's 6 different people who are all having those experiences in their life, and we're all working together to put those experiences into one very unique, digestible package for people. So yeah, I'm sorry, but yes. All the members of MuseMine, Wayne Rich, because he's the OG, he started the band, he's crazy ambitious and just has more energy than I know what to do with, and he's amazing. But another very special one for me is the artist Brianna at BP1102. She is she's amazing. We recently did a collab together, and she's so just insanely friendly and easy to work with, and every little thing I did on the song, she was just gushing about, like, oh my god, this is so good, and all these things. And it was a really vocally challenging song, so we were both struggling with it, but we ended up putting together this really amazing collaboration, reimagined cover of a song, and then the very next week we both hit the featured artist list together, and to be able to share that experience, it was unbelievable. I was over the hill. I couldn't believe that not only was I able to have the honor of being a featured artist on BandLab, but I got there with a person that I just shared this really, really special collaboration with. So yeah, very special mention to Brianna. You're fantastic. Keep doing what you do.
I love it. See, so no cursory here.
Because I'm sorry, say again.
I said there's no cursory here.
No cursory. No, none at all.
He loves you all. MuseMine. Make sure you go ahead and check them out.
Please,
You
please,
won't be
please.
disappointed. Yes.
Of course.
Yes. And at Hey_Myzak is always working on a new song in there, along with
Always.
Wayne Rich, Batman. Yes.
Always.
So you definitely need to keep your eyes open, hit that little notification bell up there on the BandLab.
We have some,
so you know when they got some new stuff popping.
For sure. Got some thanks to Wayne and his unhinged ambition, we've got some very, very big things in the works. So stay tuned, guys.
That's right. So Myzak, tell me more about Cursory.
Cursory. All right. So Cursory is an absolute labor of love for me. So Cursory takes all of those inspirations, those musical inspirations of mine, from my violin teacher to chiptunes and all the stuff that I've mentioned previously. And it was a journey for me to take pretty much every grave musical sin that I could think of and commit it in one song. But with the caveat of it being the end product being something beautiful, right? In what I wanted to do was something twofold. One is I wanted to absolutely thumb my nose at anybody who says music has to be a certain way, and just said, it's just me saying no, I'm gonna do what I want and when I want and how I want, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And so but then the other was to basically showcase that you can experiment with structure, you can experiment with sounds, you can experiment with fusion of genres, you can experiment with key changes, you can experiment with tempo changes, you can experiment with all that different stuff, But if there's a song to be had in there, or a song that you have in your head and somebody tells you it doesn't make sense, no, you're onto something.
It's
You just
coming
need
out.
you just need to flesh it out a little more. You need to work at it and make it work. The cursory, that's what cursory stands for. It stands for anybody who's been told they're too weird, anybody who's been told that what they do isn't music, anybody who's ever had an issue with people shit talking them on the platform or anywhere else. Like, it's no, this song is for you, because I've been through it too, you know, and I want everybody to know that what you have is valuable, and you need to share it with people, and you need to work on it.
Absolutely. That's a great message. Absolutely great message. Let's check it out. Yay. Guys, better go ahead and like, share, subscribe. This is Cursory. Electronic classical. One of my favorite compositions. It uses something called you want to pronounce that for me, Myzak?
I can't. Romanesca.
Romanesca.
I can't see the word, but I'm pretty sure it's Romanesca.
Best known by the same chord progression in Pascabels. Did I say that right?
Pachelbel's canon in D. Yeah.
There you go. However, I interrupt the Romanesca progression with elements of electronic and chiptunes, and even end this song on a classic jazz chord progression.
Real quick, I'm sorry. So Pachelbel's canon in D, for those of you who don't know, that is also the same chord progression as the very popular wedding song. So the first chord progression you hear, it's that wedding song that a ton of people walk down the aisle to, and so that's going to be the first chord progression you hear. And I do it justice until I don't do it justice.
Well, I think you do this justice all the way through, so let's check it out. Cursory. Heck yeah, that rocked.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That journey was just amazing.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you could tell where like everything is smooth sailing, and then you come into that chaos,
Yeah,
and then
for
you
sure.
found your way back through.
Yeah, I loved like violently interrupting, like like musical streams and like with key changes and whatever, and like part of a big part of the song was like to mix instruments that shouldn't have any right to go together, like the electronic and then like the old arcade sounds and classical instruments mixed with like medieval sounding, like who knows what that is in the background, and it's just like I wanted to just not steal, but like borrow all of these different things from everywhere and just like mash them together in the best way, in the most like in the most honorable way that I could treat those things.
I love mashups, and the way that you incorporated those clips in there, those game clips in there is just awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's going back to the old
what catches you.
Stuff.
And when you do shift it off like that, it catches your ear because it's like, wait a minute, that's not supposed to be there. Wait, this is,
Yeah.
So it catches your ear even more. So you're just amazing. I love it.
Thank you so much.
I think I have to take notes to myself too.
Oh, nice.
Which is another one of your tracks.
Yes. You want
to talk about that one right away?
Yeah. So, Notes to Myself is in the genre which I would call post-hardcore, but other people call it melodic hardcore, metalcore. There's a lot of different names for this. But it's one of many subgenres that have been assigned to this style of music, and post-hardcore came from like a lot of the work and the music happening post-production. Like you go into a studio and you record, and like traditionally hardcore punk music is very, very raw, like let's do this in one take, like fuck whatever happens, let's go, but like post-hardcore is like, like, okay, let's button up a little bit, let's do a million takes, and then let's engineer the absolute fuck out of it. And so that's kind of like where it went. And I grew up in Detroit, which had a really, really beautiful like eclectic hardcore scene, and for many years I was terrified to touch the genre of music. I just watched like some really, really respected artists in the area just go on national tours, and like I just watched with like stars in my eyes, and it's a genre that I hadn't touched. And so like now that I'm an adult and I'm experimenting with all these different genres of music, I was like, fuck it, let's go. Like let's scream into a microphone. Let's play like electric guitar. Let's nab some beats from 80s synth, and like that harken back to like days of the hair metal. Like let's do it all. Everything you've ever wanted to do. Let's make your own post-hardcore. So that's where it came from.
That's the spirit. Open up and let it all out. Play with everything. Experiment. Have fun with it.
For sure.
That's how you find yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Are you ready? Because
I'm ready.
I'm going to be taking some notes too. Myself. Let's do this. Make sure you guys all go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. At hey_Myzak. We're going ahead and listening to Notes to Myself.
I'll never ask again. Are you in or are you out? The things I knew back then are the things that haunt me now.
I so loved all the little things you had behind it and watching that visualizer as it was going across the screen because you have so much in it and just watching
Absolutely.
like it was just great.
Thank you so
Man.
much.
And
Thank
all
you.
those
Thank
little
you.
sounds that you have behind the music, like even like you've got the music, but then you've got those little synth sounds that you've added in between to just
Yeah, yeah.
touches
Well, that was like,
beautifully put
that's
together.
all like an homage to like like all of that post-production work that those kinds of artists do. That's very meticulous and well planned and thought out, and so
As
yeah,
your
that was
lyrics.
yeah, I tried.
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you about that. When did you
Yeah.
start writing?
So writing is the one thing that it's been longer than music. I've always loved to write. I started writing poetry before I played violin, from a very, very young age. And to this day, I mean, I'm going to school right now in my 30s for journalism. I wrote reports for many different jobs. So like, like I've written in professional capacities. I've written in, for fun, and now I'm kind of pursuing the next thing in my life, which hopefully is, it's going to be it's kind of like a travel freelance journalism type of thing.
Very cool. Congratulations, and I wish you the best of luck on that. It seems
Thank
like
you.
you've taken your dream and you're just growing those wings and flapping away.
Flopping, yes.
Flapping, you got wings, they gotta flap, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said flopping.
No, flapping.
Flapping, got it.
Flapping.
Yes, yes, for sure, for
You're
sure,
flying.
yeah, for sure, not flopping my way through life.
No. Oh, that's amazing. So your journalism and your poetry has definitely contributed to your lyrics and your lyricism and writing songs.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Have you written any collaborations with people, or are you more so a solo writer?
Oh, no, 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 no. I endeavor to be as not selfless as possible with my music, and uh I love to share with other people. I love to get other people's thoughts and opinions as well as their work and their fingerprints on all of the work that we're doing, or, that we're doing together. And that's why MuseMine is such a beautiful thing, and that's why collaborations with other artists is such a beautiful thing. And of course, the way that my like the hypersaturation of my brain is like constantly looking to incorporate new sounds or maybe genres that I'm weak in. And so yeah, I'm always looking for the next person to collaborate with.
I just have to ask, how long did that last piece take you to make?
Okay, so here's the departure. So a lot of people can write songs in a day, in a week. That song took me 2 months from start to finish. So I when a project means something spiritual to me more than just words, more than just music, when it means like this is a monumental piece of my life's history, like I I agonize over the finished product, because when it does finally finish, I want to be reminded with all of the reasons that I did it in the first place, and this was one of those songs.
That's beautiful. The quality in which you're
Thank
putting
you.
into it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, thank you. Like you're giving me ear candy tonight. All right. I have to ask about dark worlds because you do not live in a dark world. So
No,
I
my
gotta know more.
very illuminated. Okay, so Dark Worlds. So this song went on to become a smaller piece of a larger song that MuseMind performed, but Dark Worlds was my contribution to it, and it was under the direction of Wayne, who was like, we have this song Dark Worlds, we've got some vocals on it. Effie, our singer, is he's singing about friendship. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, why is it called Dark Worlds? That doesn't make any sense. But so I'm listening to this song, trying to find like where the inspiration Dark Worlds and like the song about friendship came up. And And in the Muse Mine song that this electronic piece was featured, Essie talks about like he's almost talking in like first person to a friend, where he's like reassuring them of his friendship for them and that sort of thing. And then I got to thinking, I was like, wait, this isn't a song about friendship. This is a song about somebody who needs to be reassured that their friends are true, that their friends are meaningful, that they're not alone. And then it all like came crashing in on me at one time, and I was like, I understand now. And so when I told Wayne this, I was like, listen, dude, it all dawned on me at once. This isn't a song about friendship. This is a song about somebody who needs friendship. And he goes, yeah, you're absolutely right. And so then I wrote this electronic piece because he was like, I want this to be like a song that like leads you into like the ethereal at the end of it. And I was like, done and done, let's go. And so this was like kind of like a departure for me, because it was really writing more for like visual than it was for like music, because I was like, this is something that's like telling a story, right? And so basically the beginning starts off slow, and then it builds and builds and builds and builds and builds until all of a sudden the light at the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the dark world tunnel is like illuminated by this vast composition that I wrote. And I really just wanted to showcase that. So I took that electronic feature and I published it on my page just to show people like all the hard work I went into composing this, and and also promote the Dark World song that Muse Mine did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to go to Muse Mime and listen to that song there too after this. You guys better like, share, follow, and subscribe. Yes, here we go. This is Dark World. Yes. Like, share, follow, and subscribe. Gain your friends and your collaborators today. This is a cinematic instrumental. If I ever did a movie score, this would probably pretty close to what it would sound like. This was also used in a Muse Mime, the band I am in, song by the same title. So make sure to go ahead and check out both at hey_Myzak and at Muse Mime. Is it Muse Mime 23?
I'm sorry. Yes, it is.
Aha, at Muse Mime 23. Don't forget it.
2023. Sorry, Muse Mine 2023.
It's the year.
Yes,
Don't
my bad.
forget
My bad.
That's all right. They'll remember it now.
Yeah.
Here we go with Dark Worlds. What a journey. I think all of your songs captivate me because of the journeys you take me on, even without it's like your pieces speak to me.
Thank you so much.
Paint a beautiful picture out and take me to, I guess, my dream worlds.
Well, thank you. Yeah, they're because they're so emotionally charged for me. I mean, it's I don't often like sit and listen to my own music, but it's like being here and being able to share it with you, like it brings back a lot of those emotions and those motivating things that drove me to write these songs. So it's very special to be able to do this. So
And it's
thank
very
you.
healing. So thank you.
Yeah.
So you're giving me lots of ear candy. I'm loving this. Okay, so if there's one collaborator out there that you'd like to work with and you haven't yet.
Phew. Wow, that's a great question. Man.
Should I let you think on that one for a minute?
Yeah.
There's some amazing, talented musicians out there.
How about I say this? So because I don't want to ruin any surprises. There's some collaborations that MuseMine is doing that may or may not feature some artists that I've always wanted to collaborate with, But yeah, let's leave it at that, okay?
All right. Don't tell anybody. Okay. So you've got to tell me about I'm glue, you're rubber, because it used to be I'm rubber, you're glue. Anything you say is to me bounces off of me and sticks to you. So I got to know about this.
Okay. So, like it is the most bubbly, cute song that I've ever had the pleasure of writing. And as soon as I heard the acoustic part, MuseMine was trying to figure out like, what are we gonna do with this? And I was like, you have no idea what I am about to do to this song. And Rich was like, all right, dude, it's all yours. We have no idea. So so I get on this song and I immediately I just go back to like being a teenager, being in love, being rejected or broken up with, and I channeled all those angsty teenager emotions, and I was like, let's make the anthem of cuteness as much as I can, and that's what I went for. And so the title basically is indicative of just awkward teenage years, messing up a comeback, right? Somebody is just tries to say oh, I'm rubber, you're glue. Anything I say or anything you say bounces off me, sticks to you. It's like even the dumbest comeback, they mess it up, and it's just awkward embarrassment. So it was just all those those teenage emotions, just tried to channel them and pour them all into this one song. So that's where it came from.
Oh gosh, I love it. And I'm so sorry you had to relive your teenage years.
I'm here for it.
That's awesome. And I know even when we're done with our teenage years, we live it vicarously through our children and our families. And
most absolutely.
So, and that's a great tip to give your kids, just screw them up with somebody tries to come at you, just screw them up with their own thing. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Let's check out I'm glue and you're rubber. And believe me, you're gonna stick. At K_Myzak.
You said this is the year, finally face all of your fears, but I think this'll turn out just like every other year. Oh, and I guess that's just how things go for me. If you're planning to get my attention, I can't be the one that you want me to be. I'll probably just blame it on my ADHD. Oh, but I guess that's just how things go. 1,000 miles or more, I'll lay sprawled out on your bedroom floor for you to see. I'd sleep anywhere if it means that you're with me. You'll steal all the thunder, we know that you're gonna, and we'll probably all play along. Darling, don't take long or do. It's obviously up to you. But look at you now, defenses are down. You kept your old promise to burn down this town. Everything I knew is gone. Everything I knew is gone. Hopeless in love, hopeless in life. Hope you don't mind if I put up a fight. Everything I knew is gone. Everything I knew is gone. Oh, 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 oh. Everything I knew is gone. 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 If I do all the dishes in a couple more years, maybe you'll come crawling back out here. Oh, not likely. I guess I'll just let it go. For me. 1,000 miles. Look at you now, defenses are down. You kept your old promise to burn down this town. I'll lay sprawled out on your bed and try to explore for you. Planning to get my attention, I can't be the one that you want me to be. I'll sleep anywhere if it means that you're with me. Oh, 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 oh. Everything I knew is gone. 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 Everything I knew is gone.
Wow. So gorgeous.
Thank
I couldn't
you.
stop bopping back here.
Oh, I know. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for putting that video together. It is like it's so perfect for the song. And like when you ended it with the picture of me and my daughter, you just melt my heart. You just melt my heart.
Oh, I'm glad. It was just beautiful. It fit so much with that uppity, bubbly beat, you know?
Oh, it's so much fun. Yeah.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, man. Well, if you want to use that video for your YouTube, you're
I'd
more
love
than
to.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, this has been so amazing.
Absolutely.
All of these great stories and songs and inspiration and creativity. I'm not going to blame it on your ADHD, though. I know that you have a song called It's Gotta End Sometime, but I really hope it doesn't end for a very long time.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell me about that song?
Yeah, so this is one of the like kind of like first songs that I started releasing like vocals on in BandLab. I did music, like as a touring musician where I sung. I've got a good ear. I can sing backup vocals, find harmonies really well, but I never thought that my voice was like lead material. So I really never explored using my voice as a lead instrument in music until I was in BandLab, other than just sharing stuff with my brother. And so this was kind of like, like the awkward first steps of like finding my voice and how to use it. And I think this was like an integral part of me, like finding the confidence to do more, to experiment more, to start like using like my falsetto and like all these vocal things that I had heard so many great vocalists do my entire life. I was like, you need to do that too,
and tapping into your metal side and really getting from the groin down there, pulling it up.
So this was it was a special song to me, but also I believe this is the one that I incorporated. I'm almost positive that I incorporated a traditional Catholic hymn into it, which was highly experimental, and I was like, this harkens back to like kind of like growing up in churches and very conservatively, and like all the music I was allowed to listen to as a very small child was all very, very conservative music. And so it's kind of a way of saying like I think we've grown past this, like this, like we've matured, we've advanced since then, but we've never forgotten it, like never forgotten my roots.
And that's beautiful because I know back in, when I went to Catholic school, a lot of the hymns and everything was very low. Sister Act came out and it was like, we want that music.
Yeah. I know, right? Absolutely. Let's do it.
We want that energy. Like,
Yeah.
you talk about it, let's bring it, So absolutely.
For sure.
Well, let's go ahead. It had to end sometime because you had to go ahead and you had to open up and experiment and find yourself. And that's such a beautiful picture. That's such a beautiful journey. And thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Let's check it out now. Whoa. It had to end sometime.
Those are the two that built the table with me.
Sat on my couch, I laid it out, I still remember. I wanted to know everything. Shadow of doubt, I figured out, return to sender. I still feel your ghost inside of me. I feel your ghost. Begs the question, where were you when I needed you? Shelter me, oh God, beyond my wants, beyond
That is so refreshing.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun to write, for sure.
And it obviously took you a while. In your description, you had about reworking it and working on it.
Yeah, well, it's again, it's one of those songs that like broke a lot of rules. Like obviously, like there's like a lot of people would argue there's no room for a very like historical, solemn Catholic hymn in like a poppy, modern electronica driven song. But I did it anyway.
Perfect.
Well,
I thought it was
so
perfect,
much.
and you actually took it back to the original, how the hymn was sung. Like I thought it was great.
Well, thank
Oh
you
my
so
gosh.
much. I'm
I
really
want to
happy.
hear more of that from you now. Okay.
I'm sure it'll work its way in somehow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This has been absolutely incredible getting to know more about you, finding out where you're from, the instruments you played, your collaborators, your band. What do you plan on doing next in the future?
Okay, so I already have like Wayne gave me his personal phone, so we text during the day all the time, and I air my problems to him, he airs his problems to me, and then like we've got shared catharsis through text message and all this stuff. So me and Wayne, like we've become pretty close. So since we started doing music together, but I already told him I was like, listen, I'm not gonna stop BandLab anytime soon. It's been a very important platform and an amazing way to express myself and to do music. I was like, but man, do I miss doing live music. And Wayne, also a former touring musician, he goes, "You do? Because that's funny. So do I." And I said, well, what the hell are we doing here? We live like an hour apart. Let's get together. Let's jam. Let's put together a set list, and let's do some live music. And so, obviously, we are in the very early stages of this, but we are both on board to put together a set list and do some live music. So, for sure, that's been on my heart and in my mind recently, because there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing like putting yourself out there in front of people. All like any and you're just it's yours to bear, all the mistakes you make, everything. It's the most personal way to share music, and I miss it. So that's gonna be next for sure.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right with performing live. You miss a note, you forget a line, things happen, and your improv, like the show must go on, has to kick in.
Absolutely. It's the best. You have to be able to
pick yourself up without them realizing that you messed up. You have to be like on it. Yes.
I love the chaos. I love that at any given moment things could go south real bad. It's just
what? When all else fails, you just stop and say take two, and everybody will enjoy that as a laugh as well.
Of course.
They understand.
Yeah. So exciting. I'm really excited to start that new chapter,
That's going to be so awesome.
For sure.
I hope you guys share with us, because I'd love to see some live videos of you guys.
Of course.
You have to let us know where you guys are going to be at, so we can share that as well. That's so exciting. Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Oh my goodness. I'm loving this. Okay. So now, one final question before we get to the last song that I have tonight.
Okay.
Because that's when we end up in hospice, okay?
Yes.
If there was any kind of advice that you would give out to someone who maybe picked up a violin at 6, what advice would you give them?
That that music in my life has been the single biggest emotional conduit to other human beings that I've ever experienced. And I would not have half the relationships or seen half the beautiful things that I've seen without music being the driving force behind them. And it has changed me irreversibly. And I want that for you too.
Oh, you've given me goosebumps so many times, like during this show, man. That is great advice.
Thank you.
Yes, it's like perfectly said. Well, we're taking this all the way to hospice. So let's hear about what happens in the end here.
Okay. So this song is surprise. This is the woman who I was on tour with, Michelle, and back then, her name was her last name was different, but now it's Michelle Myzak, because we got married and had babies. But she's my wife. We've been married for a very long time, and we've been through everything together. And we still can kick it doing music. And when I started BandLab, I knew immediately that I wanted her to have a part of this journey. She still does music, and I love her so much, and I'm so happy that she's a part of my life. And so this song was really special for the both of us.
Like, share, and subscribe at Hey_Myzak. Let's go ahead. Let's check this out. There's no more greater journey than sharing that with the one you love. Special shout out to Myzak's wife. Here we go. Yay! Michelle, you rock.
She fell asleep in a cabin tucked away by a lake, and I heard her whisper to me, darling, don't make me wait. I've been waiting my whole life to make you mine. What a lie. Oh, what a lie. I had hoped that at the end I would meet you there, but it turns out that heaven is a black tie affair. Picked up your pieces as I tried to make sense of this mess. Oh, I'm in outer space.
So gorgeous.
Thank you. It's very special to me.
Michelle has a beautiful voice. Your harmonies together are just magic.
Thank you so much. Yeah, she's absolutely angelic.
I want to hear more with you guys too. So
I would love
hopefully
to.
we hear more
It's
of that in the future.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100% you'll hear more.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Myzak, you want to go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you out there?
Sure, I'm a bit of a social media hermit, so you can find me right here at BandLab, at Hey Myzak, and in all my projects, at MuseMine 2023, and all the collaborations I'm doing. And honestly, guys, I'm just so super happy to be doing music again. I don't have there's no end goal for this. I'm just really happy to be along for the ride. So please, if you want to listen and you want to enjoy it with me, I'll be there for it, and we can talk about it and enjoy it together.
That sounds beautiful. Reach out, like, share, subscribe. Like I said, hit that notification bell there on BandLab, so that way you know when MuseMime 2023 and at Hey_Myzak comes out with a new track, because you're not going to want to miss it. This is just beautiful ear candy tonight. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your story, your life,
Of course,
and all
of
of
course.
your great feelings, emotions,
Yeah,
and writings.
I mean, this is very special for me too. I watched your stream a long time before I ever considered the possibility that anybody would give a shit about my music, or you would have me on here to be featured. So this is it's a very special moment for me too. So thank you.
Well, thank you, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe. This
I'll
is
love it.
Angified Presents.
I'm gonna gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate?
Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings.
And ourselves.
We stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds, let in the love,
and listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We will find peace in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find a way among us and every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find the world. And when you find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a whole new world, a better place for our children's futures at stake. And you'll find, with music in your soul, laughter in your hearts, together we can grow a better place, with love in us all. And you will find, together we can save it all. And you will find, a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a better place, a whole new world for our children's futures at stake. We'll find, you'll find, oh, you'll find the world. You'll find the world. Just open up your hearts, and you will find the world. And you'll find this trying world. Heroes among us and every boy and girl, a better place for our children's sake. Oh, and you'll find, oh, you'll find the world.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope you're all ready because today we are going to have, guess what it is? Guess? Yes, that's right. A very special interview. Matter of fact, it's so special, it's going to be an exclusive interview. I hope you're all ready, everyone. Buckle in your seatbelts, because tonight on Angified Presents, we proudly present Robert Gregory. Yay! Hi, Robert. It's so
Hello.
awesome to have you with us.
Oh, thank you for having me back.
Absolutely. Oh, for those of you that are out there that are watching for the first time and getting to meet Robert, can you go ahead and just give the fans a little bit of information about you, a little bit of background, you know?
Of course. So, to everyone that has never met me before or has only just heard my name, hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. My name's Robert Gregory. I am a human being born in the United Kingdom, and really, what I suppose what you want to know about me is I'm kind of this lovable weirdo guy that just spews out random crap every once in a while, make really, really bad jokes and stuff like that. But pure and simple, I is metalhead. I've been playing guitar since I was 19. I've been playing ever since then. I'm now 33, so that's really kind of worrying to think about that, actually. That's really bad in its own way. But I've been a metalhead since then, or way before that, actually, and will continue to do so until my passing days and so beyond. So here we are.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Hey.
Oh, Robert, I know like the last time you came, you were working on some great things. The album with Life Defies Gravity.
Mm-hmm.
There was also some other things in the works with some video games.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, like, has things progressed like from there? Because we have a new album you have here, which is awesome.
That is correct. You have heard this correctly. So, yeah. So, talking of the video game, so just to give a little recap on what happened before. So, my friend Jake, who I'm actually in the band Across the Kingdom with, is also a creator or game developer, and he's a business owner. So he's got his own game company, and he's developed the game series Mr. Hops' Playhouse, and they've increasingly over time have just seen more recognition. People have been playing it more, and he was working on number 3, the 3rd installment, I think start of last year actually is when I believe he started it. And back in the beginning of part of the year, he actually came along and asked me, dude, I need your help. It's like, okay, what do you need help with? And he was like, look, I'm making this game. I was like, yes, I'm well aware of this. He's like, yes, thank you, Captain Obvious, I know this. But he was like, can you please help me write a track? It's like, yeah. It's like, and it didn't really sink in and then he explained it to me. It was like, look, it's the final boss fight for Mr. Hops' Playhouse 3. It is the entity boss fight. Please help me write a track around this hook I'm about to send you. Are you fucking kidding me? You should have seen my face. Honestly, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on a video game. And yeah, I listened to the track. I was like, yeah, perfect. I think I have something on this already. So long story short, I had a song that I'd already worked on for a different project, which was what it was going to be for. I was like, well, dude, let me just try it with this first. Like, let me put it in and see what you think. So then I sent the first draft to him. He's like, right, get that tightened up, send it to me. Fine. So done it all, sent it to him. The game was due to be released on the 1st of March. It did get delayed, actually, as a matter of fact. It got delayed by about 2 or 3 weeks. And then it officially made its first report on Steam, I believe on the 23rd of March. So the game was officially released. Everyone was playing it. And then about 2 or so months after, I started noticing that people were uploading snippets or parts of the final boss track actually itself. Like, people were actually taking notice of this. There was one guy that actually funny thing on this actually, so Jake actually forgot to kind of privatize the files on Steam, so that when people download it they got all the files. I was like, for God's sake, dude. And this one guy actually uploaded it onto YouTube, and I was just like, wow, that's incredible. And the comments that people were just giving were, oh my God, I couldn't have asked for a better reception. And so, yeah, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to just jump in, comment on a few, be like, hey, just let you know, I am the creator of the track. I did help write this. And people were like, dude, fucking yes, mate. When's the full one coming out? I was like, dude, I'm working on it.
That is so awesome. That
Oh,
is
thank
so
you.
awesome. And
Thank you.
it worked out great that you already had a piece that as soon as you said it, the idea clicked in, it was meant to be. And then, to start taking off. So working on this album is striking while the iron's hot and really saying, yes, like, this is who I am. Like, check out more metal.
Oh, absolutely. Because that was what he wanted for it. Because when he showed me the hook part that he wanted in, I just listened to it. I was like, okay, hang on a minute. I think I have something for this. And it was just really ironic that the piece that I had put forward was exactly the same key and exactly the same BPM at the same tempo. I was like, what the hell? This is not a coincidence.
Meant to
and
be.
Honestly, it was just unfreaking believable.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. What I did actually find out though as well, because we did actually do a little video playthrough, which hasn't been used as of yet, but Jake has put up the official track on Spotify and YouTube, and on YouTube alone, last time I checked, it was about 13,000 times it had been listened to. I was like, dude, you're kidding me. I just thought, oh my God, this is incredible.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
I just listened to watch the comments, and I was just like, this is just an absolute testament to, for people playing the game and really loving what they're listening to. I was like, I couldn't have asked for a better start for this. I was like, this is absolutely incredible. I was like, thank you so much, everyone. Seriously.
I love that. Oh, I can't wait. And you're just going to continue to climb and continue to climb. You got this new album coming out. You've got a lot of fabulous tracks. You've been doing some collaborations as well. You want to give some shout outs?
I do, actually. First and foremost, I have to give where my credit is due for Matt Layson, Matt Glass, for being an absolute staple for this whole album writing process. Like, without his guidance and for giving me pointers and giving me new ideas, the album wouldn't be in a position where it would be. And it's been one of those. It's been a long time coming, and really, if he hadn't come along, I probably would have still been sitting on probably half the tracks that I had written at the time, and probably nothing would have been done about it. And so I have to really give him a proper thank you for that, and big up to his wife as well, because she's awesome too.
At Glass Garden, everyone, if you want to go ahead and check him out, he is absolutely amazing and such a big influence, to quite a few big artists on the lab and that are out there on all platforms.
Oh, definitely. He's got a much more detailed grasp on like the music theory side of things, and just how he sort of takes his approach to what he writes and how he wants to portray it. It's just like, dude, it's like, if I can get as close to that, then I'm winning. So hats off to him, good sir. The next person I actually want to shout out, actually, you're going to hear a track of this later from her particularly, is Amy Locken, or Amy Service, as she also goes by particularly. She's just been absolutely incredible. Like, we've gone back and forth with a few things before. And there's the one track that you're going to be hearing from her. There's a bit of a story behind it, actually. And there's a reason why she actually played it on her interview before. And there's a reason why I'm putting it on here today. I'm going to say in its full glory. And you'll come to understand this later.
I love it. Yeah. I was wondering who was on that track. It's a little bit different to try and get the information, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let Robert surprise me, because he does every single time. And these tracks are absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to share them out with everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, Robert, I'm loving it. It's great because even if you listen to the last album compared to this album, you can hear your evolution and growth. You can hear how much harder and in depth you've gone into really the emotion and feeling what you're putting into it. And I love that. Like, keep growing. I'm loving this.
Don't you worry, I will.
And don't you ever stop making music, because I'm going to need my Robert fixes.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much.
All right. So you've got to tell me about this track, Let It Burn.
Oh, Let It Burn. Okay.
Yes.
So this is one of the tracks that is going to be on the album that me and Matt are doing. Just for a bit of a backstory context, I will have to just put this out as a disclaimer. So as I mentioned before, that it was going to be a collaboration of 4 people on this album. Because Matt and myself have invested so much time into this, and I've tried reaching out to the other 2 that we did have tracks worked on before, we've basically made it a 2-person album. And it's not in any way like a disrespect or anything. It's just basically because we've both agreed, or it was kind of my part of idea at the forefront. So I put this to him. I was like, with all serious respect, it's like, we wanted to obviously give as much effort obviously as we wanted to, and damn well have we just. So it was only really fair that we kind of said, right, this is our album now. And we're just going to literally just go with it, see what happens, and just go from there. So that's pretty much where I just wanted to put that out first and foremost. So it wasn't kind of like being disrespectful or anything. It was just kind of the decision that was made for how we wanted to go about it.
That's kind of just what happens. Sometimes, you know, you start collaborating with somebody, and then, you know, just that quick, you know, it's like, oh, well, you know what? This might not be something that fits this artist very well, but me and this person really, really mesh with this very well. You know, this would be foolish if I'd give this up.
Definitely.
I've got to go with it.
No, absolutely. I think at the end of the day, you got to go where your heart goes, and, you know, kind of go with your gut instinct on it.
Yes.
But yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way first and foremost before I said anything else. But now back to the topic at hand. So Let It Burn has taken quite a bit of a story development. So it was one of the first tracks that I'd ever written fully. It was actually one of the tracks that I'd written for my wife's college projects back in the day, so about probably 10, 11 years ago. She basically needed a 4-song track. I think I mentioned this before in the last interview, where my guitar tutor at the time really helped me out with all this. One of the tracks that came along was kind of like a very dumbed down rendition of what Let It Burn is. And again, it was one of those, it's like, once I developed my skills as a guitarist and more of a musician and had a better understanding of how I wanted something to sound, then I went back to it and redeveloped it, kind of stripped it back and started again with the same format that I gave it. And then after a little while, I was playing around with guitar tunings, thinking which one's going to work best. And then I eventually picked, I actually ended up going with a drop B guitar tuning in the sort of key of, was it D sharp minor, I think I went with in the end. And I was like, yep, this is great. This, you know, it's pounding, this is heavy hitting. I showed it to Matt and he was like, yeah, let's work on that right now. I was like, okay, cool. Cheers, bro. And then we obviously did our thing. We just like, yeah, I've got some ideas here. What do you think of this? Try it out. What's the worst that can happen? And I'm pretty sure like every idea we've thrown at each other has pretty much gone in to the track. It's like, oh, wow. Like he showed me some production elements. I was like, mate, if I knew half of what you knew, dude, I was like, seriously, I could have half done this already.
He is so knowledgeable. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Really
absolutely incredible. If you've missed like Matt Glass's interview or Robert Gregory's first interview, make sure you check it out again. Oh my gosh. You can even hear the evolution in this track.
Yeah, absolutely. This is probably one of my favorites actually that I've written. It was the most, like this sits on the same line as Fading Away, like in terms of how the riffs and melodies like actually intertwine with each other. Basically what I did is I just took the same approach as how I originally wrote the song, and then just kind of made it more I guess defined in a way. And I had different approaches I wanted to try, and so did he. I was like, great, yeah, let's go. And
oh yeah, you guys literally carved the bark in the tree.
We did. We really did. Absolutely. He's such a genius, he is.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's check out this song.
Let's do it.
Oh, yes. We're going ahead. We're listening to Robert Gregory here. You can go ahead. You can find him. FanLab, Instagram, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. Make sure to check it out. We're going to go ahead and listen to Let It Burn. Crank it up, everyone. It's Robert Gregory.
Take consistent abuse. When every single event is an emergent threat, the world feels like it's on the precipice. Overwhelmed, let's tip the scale, 'cause I want the noise to end. Random sticks agony. I cannot
Absolutely amazing. I'm back
thank you.
with you. Let it burn.
Oh, that was all his idea. That was literally how he just kind of just threw it in and went, "What do you think of this?" I was like, "Yeah, I absolutely love it." Like he was showing me like the bit at the beginning when he, like with his chants, and I said to him, "It's like, well, what about if you add that like a little scream, like a scream at the end, like it's just a scream line just before it really kicks in?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll try that." And then we just both agreed that it gave it a lot more power in that moment. It just really driven the song like right to the very start. It's like, yeah, it's gonna hit you in the face,
and it literally does.
It was just fantastic.
100% right.
Yeah.
Now, you were telling us a little bit about Fly from Mr. Hop's Playhouse through the final boss fight. Do you want to go ahead and fill us a little bit more with this information before we before we play this?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, it was a track that that my friend Jake obviously wanted me to write for this, and as I've previously mentioned, I've had the track already. All I really needed to do was just to retighten it up and send it to him. I had to send all the stems to him and everything. I was like, yeah, no worries at all. And we did actually go back and forth a couple of times because the original draft I sent in had a key change at the end in the final chorus, and he was like, "I'm really sorry, dude. Please, can you just bring it back to the original?" I was like, "Yeah, no worries. I'll just need to redo my guitar solo for it because it ends on the new key." I was like, "Oh shit, okay, fair enough." But yeah, so no, it was a track that I'd already written for another project, which has been going around actually a little bit. But then I decided, I just knew the moment I heard the hook that he sent me, it just fitted it perfectly. The moment I put 2 and 2 together, and basically that hook became the new choruses for these songs, for this one in particular. And I was like, oh, this just couldn't have fitted more perfectly if it tried. And it was just literally just the icing on the cake part. It was the chorus it never knew it needed. So I was like, wow. But yeah, it's like, I'm just trying to think what else I really did with this. You know, it was, I mean, some people might recognize it as saying from people that I've worked with on this track before. But I can't really say much more because it's just one of those tracks that will always now hold a special place in my heart for being in a video game, which in turn has led me to actually working on another video game, not so well known, but for the same guy. He's just making stuff, and he recently sent me a little video to the game, and he's like, "Yeah, can you just write the intro track for this, please?" I was like, "Fucking hell, dude! What do you do in your spare time?" He's like, "I make games and I drink." Yeah, fair enough. He's like, "I like to have a good time." Me too.
That's right. That's what it's all about. Loving what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, that's pretty much how it's been. And actually, thanks to writing the boss fight music for this, for Mr. Hop's Playhouse, he's started another little project band called Neon Blood, which this is where Fly is found on Spotify under the band name Neon Blood. And there are a couple of other tracks on there that I've actually written the music for. And he's just obviously gone in, rearranged it how he sort of think is necessary. And yeah, so I kind of sort of got myself into another little project band, if you like.
That is so awesome. You keep climbing and climbing and climbing, and I'm loving this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing and just giving your all in your heart.
Thank you.
Really do honestly appreciate that. And all of your stories and messages that you have behind your great compositions and the music and the lyrics that you write. Like, thank you.
No, you're very welcome. Well, actually, all the lyrics in this one is all Jake. Like that. This is all him, and this is him performing it as well. So he's the one actually doing the singing and the screaming, and he was the lyrical writer for this. It's like, yeah, and because obviously from the stuff he's done in Across the Kingdom, is he himself has developed as a vocal musician over the years, and I have to give credit to him too. So for him having the grit that he's got behind what he does, it wouldn't be what it is without it.
I have to be honest with you. When I first heard it, like it made me do a double take with my ears because I was like, is that Matt Glass behind that? Because he's another one like that has a phenomenal grit to his voice.
Yeah,
and
he does.
Do those incredible screams. But Jake, go Jake!
Honestly, that was all Jake on this one. This was all him.
I'm loving this. Well, let's go ahead. Let's check this out.
Go on, let's do it.
Yeah. We're going ahead. We're listening to Robert Gregory. This is absolutely fantastic. We're about to check out Fly, Mr. Hop's Playhouse 3, Final Boss. Fight! Wow. Man, even though you said, don't let me fly, I just want to fly. That was incredible.
Oh, honestly, it was just the way he done it. It was just amazing. I just really like one of the first lines at the beginning. I think it's like, it's like, take your aim, we can see you through the trees. I was like, what the hell is that? But I was just like, that was just so comical. But I was just like, no, mate, fucking well done. Fucking well done.
Absolutely. And he had to make it go to the video game. So what was ever in the video game, he had to make it correlate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. Like, as I say, like, the only lyrics that were in the actual game itself was the chorus part. And everything else was just instrumental. But obviously, we obviously made the whole song out of it. And
yeah,
he was just like, yeah, this is just an incredible piece of work. And as I say, everyone on YouTube that have seen it and commented in it, honestly, I have not received so much love from it. It is absolutely phenomenal. So, it's just a massive thank you to everyone who's at least taken the time to listen to it,
Yeah, I think I'm going to listen again.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. Bravo. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I actually want to go check out that game now too, because if it's got music like that, oh man, I'm just going to want to play for the soundtrack.
Honestly, it is brilliant. Like, because the rest of the soundtrack is hardly anything like it either. It's literally that last boss fight. It's almost like it's the pinnacle of it, and you're hit with this just absolute belter in your face. Which actually a few people have actually taken or have said that it almost like a Sonic Frontiers sort of like feel, because it's like you get to a major boss and it's just like you're hit with this absolute belter of a metal track. I was like, I'm not complaining to that. That was incredible. It wasn't even my intention, but I'll take it.
Yes. Oh, everything happens for a reason.
It does. It really does. Oh, Jesus Christ. I like what you just did there.
All right. Well, then you want to go ahead and you want to tell me more about
I shall. So, yeah. So they say there's a reason. So there is quite a bit of a story to this. So I'll try and keep it short and sweet. But originally, myself and Mr. Sems, I'll call him, goes by Shadow of the Cell.
We underscores in between, guys.
Oh yes, all underscores in between his words. Yeah, I shouldn't forget that. Otherwise, you can't find him.
It's the Angified challenge.
Yeah, literally. And so we actually wrote the track quite a long time ago. When I was obviously quite active in the group GG's bands, he showed me this piano part that he played around with, and it's like he was asking people, it's like, can anyone work on it? Or I think that's how it went down. But he came to me. It was like, look, I've got this. Can you have a listen to it? It was like, yeah, no problem. And it was the beginning part of it was what I listened to first, and it's like, okay, I can hear this. And then I think it was about a week or so later, he made it far more like developed, and it was just piano at this point. And I was like, oh God, this is actually really cool. It's like, dude, do you mind if I like have a little play around with it and see what I can come up with? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. So I basically just kind of took the MIDI and then transcribed it into one of my piano plugins that I have on my Cakewalk, ran it in, and then I was like, right, okay, how about if I just like change these little parts here? Like, I basically just did, and I ended up just taking one part here, moving over here. It was just literal, just complete randomized shuffle. And then I got to a point where it's like, okay, I think this makes sense, or at least in my sort of way of thinking. And then I showed it to him. I was like, look, this is where I've got to, and you're right if I just carry on with this. He's like, yeah, go ahead. And then I started adding the guitars, the strings, the bass, the guitar, the drums even, sorry. And then it eventually, when I got it finished, I showed it to him. It's like, I don't think I got anything from him for a little while. And then just like, all I saw was like happy faces, crying faces. I was like, oh my. Oh, it was just absolutely beautiful.
About collaborations.
It really is. It really is. And then after a little while, we were like, right, let's just fork it out and just, just see what comes of it. Yeah. And Amy Locken comes in and obviously does her part and, comes out with, they say there's a reason. And I was listening to it, and this was obviously quite a while back, and I can only remember like when I heard it for the first time, it was just, holy shit, this is good. This is really, really good. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then
she did a beautiful job.
She really did. She really did. And then she put it on the interview, and I was like, oh my god, she's mentioning me again. Yeah. And then it wasn't really till after this, like a little while later, and especially after my interview I last did with you, that it actually really dawned on me the actual reasoning behind what she wrote. And when she explained that the story actually of like her son and stuff, and it really got me thinking. Like a little while ago, I was like, look, I really want to just get these out here now. They've been sat there for far too long. So I went to, I want to say Mad Hatter. I think Matt, his name is.
Mad Hatter 6?
Yes, that's it. Yeah. And I said to him, I was like, look, dude, I want to put this out for her. Because that was actually when I really, truly understood the reasoning of what she wrote. Because unfortunately, I did skim a little bit of her interview. So I did miss key parts out. And then I actually went back and looked at it again. I was like, okay, there's a real deep fucking reason for this. So I decided I took it upon myself and went, right, we're getting this out for her. And she, he went, obviously did his mix and master for it. And then as soon as we got to a final part where we both said, right, yeah, we're good. I just went and did like a couple final edits and stuff that I thought was good. And then I ran it through my DistroKids, so obviously getting it released. And I then sent a message to Amy. I was like, can you just keep an eye out on your email account just in a little while? There might be something coming through your way. Little bit of a joke here. I actually got her email address from Matt, because I said to him, I was like, look, do you mind going and getting it for me? Because obviously, if I ask her, I'm going to be giving the whole thing away, because then she'll ask me, what do you need it for? It's like, well, I can't do that, because then I'll just ruin the surprise.
Right.
And so he got it for me. I was like, great, thank you very much. Ran it all on. And then that's when I explained to her, can you just keep an eye out? And then when she got it, she literally, I don't know what her thought was in the time, but it was a heartfelt thank you, because what I actually didn't realize, it was actually on an anniversary date of said event happening. And I'd had no idea that this was, what the anniversary date was, or nothing. So it was by a complete and utter fluke that when I said to her, keep an eye out for the email, and when she got it, it was on the same day. And she literally just said to me, look, just thank you so much. I was like, wow, fucking wow. And I couldn't believe it was, I just did that by sheer dumb luck. How I managed to pull that off.
They say there's a reason.
That is extremely true. And then she said something to me in Hawaiian, and I was like, look, I'm really sorry. I really wish I knew what the hell that meant. But she did explain in the same message what it meant. I was like, I just really wish I could actually read that and actually understand it. I was like, I can't speak Hawaiian, nor can I understand it.
That's awesome. And that's the thing that music does for us too, because there's no language barriers when it comes to music. And someone can write something in a different language, and even though you can't translate it, how they feel.
Yeah, absolutely. And the messages I got from her afterwards, it just really melted my heart. I was just like, I'm honestly so happy that I was able to do her justice for that, because I just felt that when I understood the reasoning, I just like, look, I want to put, give her something out there so that it's hers. It's out there in the world for people to listen to.
Your wife is a very lucky woman.
Yeah.
She's got to be very proud of you too, because when we had talked, I know even the first interview, it hadn't been like a really long time that you were doing music. And, for you to pick this up and all the encouragement and love she's given to you, and then to see all these amazing stories and how, you're even connecting that love all around the world. Like,
thank you.
She's going to be so proud of you.
oh, honestly, because she always hears a lot of the stuff that I do first before anyone else. Like, because I always, whenever she's like downstairs, like where I am now, and if I'm upstairs in my studio just jamming away, if I get to something and I'm like, oh, I fucking like this, I will always call her up and it's like, look, can you just take a listen to this? And so she has first listen on pretty much everything I do.
I love that. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead. Let's check out this song.
Yeah,
Amy
go on, let's do
Locken. If you missed her interview, make sure to go ahead and check her out. Check her out on BandLab. She's on YouTube, all over every platform as well. You're not going to want to go ahead and miss her.
Big up Amy Locken. Go on, love you, girl.
We're going ahead and we're talking with Robert Gregory on a very exclusive interview. And we are going to go ahead right now and check out this song. They say there's a reason. Oh my gosh. She did such a gorgeous job.
She really did.
Oh.
Like absolute hats off to her. Like she gave that a lot of energy and a lot of meaning behind what she wrote. And yeah, just hats off to her. And I hope that we did her justice and hope we did her proud by, you know, putting it out to the world and to, you know, just hope that people can listen to this and think, yeah, you're not, you know, it's not easy, but you know, you've got help. It's there. Like
You're not alone.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And it actually might be closer to home than you realize. Even though we're so far apart, like, you know, for you and Amy to do a collaboration, you know, she's all the way over in California, you know, you're all the way across the sea, you know, so to be able to do a collaboration and to share those moments and the gifts and the hearts together, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And, you know, as I say, I hope I've done her justice by, you know, do it for me, Matt, Sam's, for, you know, for doing what we've done. Just, you know, just to give her that sort of feeling that, you know, we are there for her and, you know, and vice versa. Like, you know, if she wants us to come to her, like, you know, and get together and do all these kind of things, then, you know, we're only either like a phone call away or a message away. Doesn't matter.
Like
Like
family.
Exactly that.
Robert, tell me about Closer to Home.
So, Closer to Home, it's a really random track because I just kind of wrote it off the cuff. Like, I was sort of going through my repertoire of music that I've written, and I wanted something to kind of like really punch you in the face. And it's a weird analogy, but it was
punching
one of those,
people.
well, you know, it was one of those, right?
But it's punching with love.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. But I wanted something because a lot of the music I've done, like I've not programmed blast beats in my drumming, and like I'm no drummer by any means. So obviously, if I've misprogrammed something, then obviously God help me. But I was like, I've not done blast beats, so I was like, fuck it, let's do some blast beats. And it's funny enough because this track in particular, I actually wrote for someone else ages ago. And it just got to a point where I never heard from them again. So I was like, okay, well, it's just sitting there. Let's just see if Matt wants to do anything with it. And, you know, so I showed him it. And after I'd done my, like, obviously tweaks, put some blast beats in and stuff like that. And then he was like, yeah, you know, let's work on it. And again, classic cliche story between me and Matt. He was like, what about this idea? What about that idea? How about we try this? Yes. Let's just do this. And one of the cool parts actually was actually there's a certain part in it where all the guitars and everything and drums are taken away, and all you're left with is the symphony's voice. And it wasn't originally in there, but then when he showed me that part, I was like, well, what about if we tried it like this, just to give it a bit more of a dynamicism? And I listened to it, I was like, oh, fuck me, this is like mellow, I like it. And it's like, and then it just brings it back, and it's like, yeah, we're keeping that in there. Don't you fucking dare take it out.
It makes it stick out.
It really does. Like it just gives it a different contrast to how, you know, to just the whole song in general. Because I feel this one, it's a really, again, it's a hard hitting track, but then it does give that element of surprise when you hear it, and it's like, oh God, it's like, you know, I didn't expect it to go like soft for a minute. And then it just comes back again. It's like, yeah, that was the way Matt showed me. And we both said, yes, we're keeping it in there. and this is also another track on the album that will be coming out soon.
better make sure watch out for that album coming out soon. I'm looking for all these hits. Can't wait to hear them as they hit the radio stations and they're in the video games and everywhere else all over the land. Well, it's from my home to your home, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It really is. It really is in this case.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's get a little closer to home.
Go on, let's do it.
We're going ahead and we're listening to Robert Gregory, and we're going to check out Closer to Home.
So much been stuck, been spinning in circles, making the same loop my whole life. It's about time. Make change, make waves, and wake up. No more excuses left to say. I need to change. If you're never wrong, you'll never know what gets you back. If you let go of your suffering, running a path into the dark, carrying on no matter how far, finding yourself as you tread along. Whoa. Burning lights illuminate the path that you desperately chase, guiding you closer to your home. Whoa. Then, like season ending fun, yourself transcending stead, fast in what you have chosen. To become someone worth it. You gotta let the demons break. Running a path into the dark, carrying on no matter how far, finding yourself as you tread along. Whoa. Burning lights illuminate the path that you desperately chase, guiding you closer to your home. Whoa. From dark to light, I try and spy. Nobody listening, nobody watching. It's hard, but I still try. I still try. Running a path into the dark, carrying on no matter how far, finding yourself as you tread along. Whoa. Burning lights illuminate the path that you desperately chase, guiding you closer to your home. Whoa.
Wow. Absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Woo! Man, I can't wait to hear this new album coming out with you in Glass Garden. When did you say that's going to be released?
So we haven't given an official date yet because we are still obviously working on the finer details of it. I can give you an update to say that all the tracks have now been officially written. We are just now in the process of getting them mixed, mastered, and I need to work out a promotion plan. He's already started, so he's ahead of me on that. But yeah, so we're basically just in the process now of doing like the final stages of it, if you will. So yes, and the album, we have named it the world. Sorry, not the When Worlds Collide. And I kind of put it towards him for this, and my reasoning for it was, as I think I mentioned this before again in the previous interview, where it is essentially like he's in a different country, I'm in a different country, we're making an album, so it's like, you know, it is essentially two worlds from two different sides of the world, combining powers and just giving it everything they've got. So that was kind of my reasoning why I decided to go with When Worlds Collide.
I love it. You're taking those colors and just all over the place with this. It's beautiful. I'm loving this.
Thank you. And like it actually, it's a bit of a funny story, or just a little small one, but like all the tracks that we've named, like he's sort of like written all the lyrics, and I was like, I just looked at the lyrics and went, how about this for the title? He's like, this is why you picked the titles. It's like, oh, really? Oh, cheers, mate. I was like, thanks. Just a little joke out there. Sorry, Matt. I had to throw that one out there for you, pal.
Well, then you got to tell me about Nothing Left for You, because, you know, I've heard all of these great things, and I can't believe you don't have nothing left for someone.
Well, again, like this is another one. It was very similar story to Fly, that I'd already written this, and you know, some people have worked on it already and what have you, and I felt that this one, again, I wanted to put this on the album. So I said to Matt, I was like, look, have a listen to this again, see what you think, and you know, go with it if you think is any good. And he was just like, yeah, mate, I've got this. Don't worry about it. Like, just leave it with me. It's like, yeah, don't worry, mate. This is why I handed it to you, because I know you'll fucking smash it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like obviously the way, again, the topics he chose is all him. Like, I had nothing to do with any of the lyrical writing whatsoever. Like, I gave him complete free reign on this. And so every topic that he's chosen and everything, and all the lyric melodies, that's all him. Like, so, you know, fucking kudos to him as well, like, for just being a lyrical genius.
Yes. You guys got to make sure you check out At Glass Garden. Check out everything he's working on, everything he does. Like you said, he influences many, many artists out there. DJ Tatius is another amazing artist that does a lot of work with Matt Glass. Just watching the evolution over the last year has been incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
Robert, I've got to say, within this last year, you've been really just evolving and really growing on the gifts that you've been given. If you were to go ahead and give somebody out there, you know, an artist out there that maybe was in your shoes a year ago, what kind of advice would you give out to them?
Do you know what? I'm actually going to stand true of what I said last time. And it still holds true to me to this day, is don't be afraid of any criticism that is going to be thrown at you, because if you get given criticized, a feedback or anything like that, don't be afraid to take it on board, because the last thing you kind of want to do is put yourself in a position where you're beating yourself up over it, and you're just then wallowing on what could have been, when you could have just been taking action from what they've said, implemented what they said, and actually it could have worked out. It could work out fucking much better for you. And I will hold true to that to this day, especially on the experiences I've had. From when I mentioned that I did the Gear Gods song contest, like, I got roasted the shit out of me. And I nearly didn't recover from that. But then it just sort of hit me. It was like, well, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I need to learn to actually just understand, like, the reasoning of why they gave me the explanations that they did, and actually just understand the feedback, because if I don't do that, how am I going to improve? So no, as I said, time and time again, I stand true to this: is take heed of what feedback and criticism you get, and if you don't understand it, obviously ask them questions. Just be like, look, I'm not sure what you meant by it. Just get to a middle ground, and then once you get there, then use it, because that will be your greatest weapon in music making. Because if you don't learn from your mistakes, you can't grow as a musician, I find.
That's right. Teach and learn, evolve from each other, and be true to yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
If you go ahead and you take a piece and you don't put yourself into it, that shows 100%. Yes. And if you take a piece and you put your all into it, those emotions and feelings, they will resonate, and we will feel you. And, if you took a chance on something and it's experimental, hey, we all like to experiment and play, but that's the only way we learn.
Exactly. And as I say, like, it holds true as well that there is only so much one person can do at the end of the day. Like, with the creative mindset that I have, I can only go so far. And again, this is where I have to give credit to Matt here, because with his creative knowledge and music theory and everything that he has instilled on, bestowed on me, like, I wouldn't have figured out some other things on my own either. So again, I have to give him props for that, because again, it's putting two heads together. And the little phrase I mentioned before, 2 heads is better than 1, 4 hands is better than 2. It still holds true.
That it does. And when he says he's got nothing left for you, it's only the lyrics in this song, because they've got a whole bunch more for you, so you better be ready.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, trust me, there's more where this came from, that's for sure.
Let's go ahead. Let's check it out now.
Go on, let's do it.
Woo! Yes. Here's the song, Nothing Left For You. Let's make sure, check it out. Like, share, and subscribe. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Here we go. Absolutely amazing. Make sure to go ahead, look for Robert Gregory out there. You can go ahead, you can find him. Yes, on like every platform out there. You know what I'm talking about. That's how to spell it. Look for his name out there, Robert Gregory. Wait for the new album coming out. And look for him on BandLab, Instagram, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. Hit that notification. Oh, yeah.
Raw.
Love it, love it, love it. Oh, my gosh. This
awesome. Thank you.
Thank you
so
much. That was like
much.
electric.
I like to try it that way.
Electric.
I just give out what I can. That's all I can do.
Well, it definitely shows. It's absolutely brilliant. You guys, seriously, it's ear candy. Total ear candy to me.
Thank you so thank you. Like, as I say, again, if it wasn't for Matt, I wouldn't be where I am today. So thank you, dudes. Like, you absolute hero.
Well, you guys are my heroes. You know, you guys give me fabulous stories and messages to listen to, fabulous compositions. The artwork that you guys produce out, you know, from our works in progress from very early on and rough drafts to see the evolution. It's a gift, and I'm definitely blessed. Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. Anytime, honestly.
Now, I know we got to all keep our eyes open for this new album coming out. I do have a snippet of When Your Sins Invade.
Oh, yes.
I have a small snippet coming, and this is from your album, right? That is yet to be released.
It is correct. It is the intro track to the album, which I originally made for a little jingle contest for DJ Tatius. And I actually, when I made it, it was the heaviest part of it. It was only like a 20-second bit. I was like, what if I just extend this a little more? And then I did. And then I showed it to Matt. I was like, dude, can we just throw this in as like an intro? And he's like, yeah, go on, let's fucking throw it in. Go on, let's just, beef it up a bit. I was like, fuck yeah, go on then, dude. And so this will be the intro track to our album, and I just randomly called it When Your Sins Invade.
Well, we're going to make our intro our outro tonight for our interview. How is that?
Sounds good to me.
Whoa. You guys make sure to go ahead, like, share, subscribe to Robert Gregory. We're going to get taken now with still just a little minute snippet for you guys to just get your whistles a little wet for the upcoming album coming out to be announced on the to be determined date. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. You're not going to want to miss anything coming out. I'm telling you. Fabulous. Let's go ahead. Let's check out When Sins Invade. Everybody, make sure to hit those notification bells. Not just the follow, like, and subscribe, but those notification bells as well, guys. Because those notification bells are going to tell you when something's been released so you can keep an eye on all of your favorite songs and artists. Don't forget to check out everything, because you're going to find Robert Gregory's stuff on Spotify. You're going to find some of it on YouTube. You'll find some of it on SoundCloud. So keep your eyes peeled. Here we go. Yay! Robert Gregory!
gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate?